Small block Chryslers make me moist. What's up, Matt?
Welcome to SCH Garage. Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Adam. Here at SCH Garage, we're going to try to show you how to make your junk a little less junkier. We've got just about everything to work on. We've got nasty V8s.
We've got trucks.
We've got JDM Legends.
And we've got boats.
That's right. Boats. All the boats. Too many boats. Truck-shaped boats. We also have some Japanese cars. Both myself and Matt are owners of NA Miatas. We also have a buddy that's into NA Miatas that might come into these videos later. When I reference nasty V8s, we're actually working on this 1988 Dodge Dakota. It is the home of this Chrysler small block. It's a 360 cubic inch plant that rock and rolls some sweet aluminum heads and a Super Victor intake, a bunch of nice swanky parts here, except for those. Those are stock. Lame. Well, not the pistons, but the rods. Anywho, hopefully over the next few episodes, we're going to show you putting this thing together. Took it drag racing last year, and dummy me, when I was messing with the carburetor, which is hiding up there. You can kind of see it. That's a more or less a hodgepodge of quick fuel and peripheral parts to make an 850 CFM double pumper. When I took it racing last year, I forgot to tighten the jets on the carburetor, which is it's never a good thing. Because glorious things like this happen. Those are our rod bearings. Little main bearing action for you. This is what happens when you dump a ton of fuel. Almost a literal ton. We're talking no jets, like a hole the size of your pinky of fuel into the engine. It just kind of totally washed it down. It destroyed all the bearings in the engine. So now I have to go through and rebuild this. While we're doing that, and the theme of every time I turn to this truck, we're throwing in a fuel cell, which is also making a really great coffee table in the garage right now, because this is what happens when I put any flat surface down in this place. So fuel cell will be going in. We'll show you the install on that. I've got some big old slicks, some Hoosiers with some center lines on them to get that old school 80s look. And then somewhere else in this mess, I see the box now. We have a Innovate Motorsports dual wideband gauge, which would be pretty swanky. I've seen it at PRI. I've never seen one on a car yet. It'd be pretty sweet to put it in here and be able to check both banks, since I don't have a crossover pipe in this wild thing yet. What do you think, Matt? We gonna party hard?
We always do.
Alright, so there you have it. All the junk we got going on. I guess I didn't talk about trucks. Besides this truck, which is not actually the truck referenced. We've got the daily driver, the big old crappy slab cab Hemi Ram with 312,000 miles on it. She still does business. It tows. It does stuff. It's a truck. Alright, Matt. Looks like today we're messing with Project Boats and Hose. We've been having some problems with it recently, all kinds of stalling and whatnot. Why don't you go into some detail on that?
Yes, this is my 06 Dodge Charger. It's been giving me issues with the TCM is not communicating properly with the front control module.
Some U1000 codes?
Yes, and it's been dying on me, just idling, and also while going down the road, which is the more interesting issues. It'll shut off and then start back up while driving, but when I'm at a stoplight, it'll die. It will not start back up. It'll start back up, but the transmission does not like to shift very well at that point, and I'm stuck there for a few minutes while everyone's honking at me. So my first thought was, I had a remote start put in dumbly a few years ago, and so I pulled that out on the side of the road. It was real fun. They had wires put on very badly, and then they also had the transmission wire to some random wire that was not to the transmission wire, which was also fun, which I think might have caused some issues with the transmission control module, which is why after removing it, it worked for a while, maybe killed it, and that's why it's still giving me problems. So what I did was I pulled out the transmission control module.
Now real quick, let me get this nice shot here. Who told you not to put a remote start on this thing?
The asshole that's holding the camera told me that.
Ooh, shots fired. Alright, where's this TCM at? What kind of hokey pokey stuff you got going on down here?
So the TCM is in the chargers is down here underneath the dash. This is some of the leftover remote
Remote start wire.
Yeah, the remote start antenna wire. I've yet to pull that out because I haven't quite got there yet. TCM is right here, right next to the built-in car amplifier from the factory. So what I did was I went and grabbed a transmission control module out of a car from a junkyard. Not the best thing, but I looked for one that was fairly good condition, and from the car that it was in, looks like it had already been replaced previously. So I plugged that in, and for the past few hours I've been trying the car out. It's been working fine. So we're going to see if that fixes the issues. I've not got any trouble codes yet.
Alright, and that's our pro tip of the day, for sure. If you're going to the junkyard, you know, we're all slops. We go to the junkyard. We build, you know, cars with, I don't know, engines fresh out of the boneyard, minus the valve cover paint job and some other cleaning and stuff. When you go to buy parts out of the junkyard, you always, if you can help it, buy something out of something that is clearly wrecked, unless you're worried about, you know, trying to buy body panels or interior crap. But if it's a mechanical bit, man, definitely buy it from something that was wrecked plain as day. Short block and the Miata come out of a, I think it was like an 01 auto Miata. Nothing fancy, but being the NBT motor has higher compression. It had been, I think, sideswiped pretty hard, if I remember right. Pretty much ate up the whole passenger side of the car. So I was like, sweet, short block. Another place to look is Facebook Marketplace, but, you know, I would only buy there if you're planning on refurbing. I mean, I bought the engine that this NB1 cylinder head come off of for like $100, which is actually like a deal of the century looking back on it now, but it's been gone through valve guide seals, all that fun stuff. I mean, that whole engine's been top to bottom. So, yeah, there's our lesson for the day. When you buy junkyard parts, buy it off stuff that's wrecked. And like, okay, another one now I can think about it. Do not go off. Oh, I took the gauge out. That was intelligent of me. Oh, no, it's still there. Okay, so that full sweep oil pressure gauge come out of like a Chevy truck in the junkyard. I'm like, oh, this thing's gonna work awesome. It's a full sweep. I don't want a half sweep. I want it to match my other gauges. It failed. It sucked majorly. I mean, it didn't necessarily contribute to the carnage we got going on over here with this poor engine, but it didn't help when it would like just hang out at 60 pounds and be like, oh yeah, you're fine, bro. You're fine. Ignore the rod knock, bro. So, yeah. Anyways, on our next episode, which hopefully will come up here shortly, unless we come up with something else between now and then, we're going to look at slam dunking that nice 15-gallon aluminum fuel cell in the bed of the Dakota. Not where I wanted to put it, but we'll touch on that later.
Alright, we'll see you guys next time.
Or not. Really, it's your choice.
Maybe by next time we'll have the garage clean. Maybe.
That hurts a lot.